If you've ever felt like your front delts and lateral delts just won't grow, chances are you're making some critical mistakes in your training. Maybe you're pressing heavy but not hitting the muscle properly. Maybe you're doing lateral raises, but your traps are stealing the work. Maybe you're unknowingly prioritizing muscles that shouldn't be the focus. Today, we're fixing all of that after diving deep into the research, breaking down internal moment arms, and analyzing what actually builds muscle. I've found the most effective way to grow your anterior and lateral delts. And trust me, if you get these two muscles right, your shoulders will go from flat to round, weak to powerful, and narrow to wide. Let's start with the front delt, because this is where most people train inefficiently. Why your front delts aren't growing, and what to do instead. Most people assume front raises are the best way to train the anterior delts. Makes sense, right? You raise your arm forward, you feel the burn, and boom, front delts engaged. Wrong. Here's the problem. Your pecs are doing most of the work, specifically the clavicular head of your pec major. Based on biomechanics and EMG studies, when you lift your arms in a standard front raise, your chest is actually the better flexor of your arm than your front delts. So if you've been doing front raises for years and still don't have well-developed front delts, now you know why. So what's the solution? We change the angle. The best way to isolate the anterior delt is to use external rotation and a slight upward pull, ensuring that the pecs are less involved. This is best done using cables instead of dumbbells, because cables provide constant tension throughout the movement. Here's how to do it. Grab the cables from a low pulley with a supinated grip, palms facing up. Stand at a slight backward lean. This helps put the anterior delts under a deep stretch. Raise the cables up at about a 45-degree angle, not straight forward. Control the movement, keeping tension on the delts at both the bottom and top. This simple adjustment takes front raises from a D- exercise to an A+ delt builder. But what if you only have dumbbells? You can replicate the movement by lying on an inclined bench at around 60 degrees. The key is to supinate your hands, palms up, and drive slightly outward, not directly forward. This shifts more of the tension onto the front delts instead of the chest. Now let's talk about pressing movements, because everyone presses, but not everyone presses for delt growth. How to press for maximum front delt growth. A standard overhead press is not the best way to build front delts. Yes, it involves the front delts, but it also heavily recruits the lateral head and triceps. The biggest mistake people make is flaring their elbows too much. This automatically shifts work away from the anterior delts and makes the movement less effective. To fix this, you need to do two things. Tuck your elbows slightly. This keeps the line of force in a direct sagittal plane, where the anterior delts are strongest. Use a closer grip. By bringing your hands closer together, you create more direct tension on the anterior delt. The best pressing variation for front delt hypertrophy is a high incline press, around 60 degrees, with a close grip. Here's how to set it up. Adjust the bench to around 60 degrees. This puts the anterior delts at a better stretch. Use a neutral or supinated grip. This prevents unnecessary lateral head involvement. Press only high enough to keep tension on the delts. Don't fully lock out into the triceps. If you're training at home, this can be replicated with dumbbells, keeping the same slight elbow tuck and neutral grip. Now that we've fixed the front delts, let's move on to the side delts, because this is where most people mess up. Why most people train their side delts wrong. If you've been doing lateral raises for years, but still don't have round shoulders, you're probably making one of these two mistakes. Your traps are taking over. Instead of isolating the lateral head, you're shrugging up, which shifts the tension. You're using the wrong range of motion, either going too high or losing tension at the bottom. The first fix is to internally rotate your humerus, thumbs slightly down. Research shows that internally rotating the humerus puts less emphasis on the supraspinatus, a rotator cuff muscle, and shifts more work to the deltoid fibers. The second fix is to start the movement with protracted scapula, slight forward shoulder positioning. This removes the initial involvement of the rotator cuff muscles, allowing the lateral delts to take over sooner. The third fix is to use cables instead of dumbbells. Just like with front raises, cables provide constant tension, whereas dumbbells lose resistance at the bottom. How to do the perfect lateral raise. Use a single-arm cable lateral raise, positioning yourself at a slight angle. Internally rotate your palm, thumb slightly down. Keep your shoulders slightly protracted. This ensures the lateral delt is fully engaged. Raise the weight just above shoulder level, then control the eccentric back down. This variation alone will double the tension on your lateral delts compared to standard dumbbell raises. If you only have dumbbells, adjust your stance. Lean slightly forward. This keeps tension on the delts longer. Keep your elbows slightly bent, but don't tuck them in too much. Stop just before your arms reach your sides. This maintains tension instead of letting it rest. Final shoulder growth blueprint. Now that you know how to actually target your anterior and lateral delts, here's how to structure your training. Front delts, cable front raises, or incline dumbbell raises, 4 to 5 sets. High incline close grip press, 4 to 5 sets. Lateral delts, single single arm cable lateral raises, 4 to 5 sets. Dumbbell lateral raises with proper form, 4 to 5 sets. This ensures balanced, full range tension on both the front and side delts, while eliminating unnecessary trap or pec involvement. Final takeaway: most people train shoulders wrong, but if you apply these simple tweaks, you'll finally see real growth. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more science-backed training strategies. Let's build those shoulders the right way. See you in the next video.